I'm Frank Lamb, founder of Automation Consulting LLC. Welcome to the PLC Odyssey series. In these videos, I start a program on a particular software platform, configure the hardware and the program structure, then add videos as the program grows. In this video, we'll be covering the following topics. To begin with, we're going to open RSLogix500. The software opens completely empty as shown here. We're going to go in and start a new project. And in this case, we're going to use a Micrologix 1400. You can see here, 1400 Series B. There's a couple of them. And I think we're going to pick this middle one. As you can see here, many of the files are already here. Output, input, status, binary. We do need to configure all of these files and make them the size that we need before we download, as we did in the training video. So I'm going to do some of that here. We'll put 100 or so binary B3 bits. We'll use 50 timers. Now the reason we're configuring these ahead of time is that once online, you can't add files. You can't add any more elements to the files when you're already online. So we're going to make them the size that we need and add any new files we might use before we download. We'll just use 30 counters. A 100 integers. Use about 50 floating point. And we will add a few files here. We'll use a B11. We'll put 50 words worth of data here, and we'll use these for the HMI. So I'm going to call this HMI bits. And you can see that the name shows up down here. We'll add some integers for the HMI. We'll make that number 12. We'll put 100 of those in there. Oh, I forgot to name it. Here's how you go back and name it. Go into the properties, and we'll call it HMI ints. So that's how you change the properties. And we'll put some real numbers in here, which are floating point just like this, for the HMI also. Data type is float. Give it a nice name. HMI reals. And we'll make 100 of those also. Now, of course, this takes up memory in the PLC, so you do need to keep track of how much memory you've already used. We'll go ahead and add some more ladders in here too. This is the main routine, of course. Ladder 2 is where everything starts from. Everything is called from here. We'll go ahead and give it a name. I like calling it main since it is the main routine. Notice here you have a checkbox for allow online edits. So online editing is very important to do while the machine is running. And we'll add a few more ladders in here. Make this a system routine. Inputs routine. We'll put all our auto functions in one routine. Pull all our outputs in one routine. And we need a nice faults routine. I'll create this for capturing production counts. And that should do it for now. If we need to add something later, then we'll do that. So at this point, everything's been configured. We've sized all our files. We have created some routines, so we would be ready to download. However, I am also going to add a couple of cards to make this match the trainers that I build. So here is the chassis. It has some I/O associated with it. But we're going to add an OB8 card here. That'll be in slot 1. And then we're going to add an analog card that is a combination card. So this IF2 OF2 is the combination input output analog card. And you can either drag it or double click it. You can configure these cards right here to determine whether you want 4 to 20 milliamps or 0 to 10 volts. In this case, we're going to stick with the 0 to 10 volts. And the outputs, same thing. And there are some other configurations. You'll need to look in the help files, in the hardware files, to determine what these things do. But these are configuration numbers. They're basically certain bits being on in an integer. And if you turn them on, the card acts a certain way. If you turn them off, then the card acts differently. That's how that works. So here is all of your I/O configuration. And of course, I could have added some more cards. So again, this is a Micrologix 1400, and that's most of the configuration that we would need to do. The next step would be to download it, but I'm not going to do that in this video. So that should conclude the configuration of the routines and of the data files. One thing actually we probably should do, let's go ahead and give the processor a name. It says untitled here. We'll just call it Project 1. And we will save this file. So we have Logix 500 untitled. Do a quick save as. And we'll just keep it right in here in the default location, RSLogix500. You can see there's already a few files in here. And we'll just call it PRJ 1 video. Sometimes it's a good idea to put the date also. Today is the 12th of July, 2020. And that should conclude this video. Thank you very much.